in this studio in Ranchos de Taos, New Mexico. And I really like seeing these isolated on a wall, one, with about 8 feet of space on either side. But I've got so many pieces that I don't have storage for them other than hanging them all. So I try to put them up where they don't compete with each other. And there's a range from, probably that pink out of control piece over there is probably from 2014. These guys are probably from 2016. This is 2023. So there's a range of work here that I live with. You know, it's just the studio. There's a his and her side. There's an office and guest room. There's a kitchen and a bathroom on both sides. We've been here for 25 years, so it's well used. I spent 2 years every morning weeding a hillside so that the native grasses could come back. And then I come into the studio and work. And this piece, I did a water resist. All these drops of water resisted the lacquer. And there's different layers, and it just kind of came out to look like a virus, like some kind of virus. So the whole series was called the coronavirus, and they all deal with these water spots and then these very reflective, colorful particles. Got me into these particles, and the fabricators in LA were flame polishing the edges, but it caused crazing. And so this guy in Albuquerque buff polishes the edges and they don't craze. And so I just grabbed this sample that he made to show me the difference between this crazing and not. And I grabbed what looked like blue pigment to me and mixed it and sprayed it on, and it came out red. And that show at Laguna Beach was called Searching for Red and the Blues. And I finally found this pigment that created that red, and it does look blue. So it put me off on an adventure that became an entire exhibition. Here's a 28-year art project called Del Maguey, From the Plant in Spanish. Making mezcal with Zapotec Indians in the state of Oaxaca. Women weavers weaving these palm fiber basket covers. Actually, this is very interesting. This is Harold Zeman, who I met at Documenta 5. He included me in Documenta 5. And he was the only person to be the director of the Venice Biennale twice. Came down and visited me in Oaxaca. Loved my project. You know, a work of art, if it has that aha moment, it's transformative, and this mezcal is transformative. If you sip it, you have different perception. So the mezcal project fits my criteria for art. And so it was a great honor having him come down and hang out. Ken Price, I've known Ken Price since I was 19, and he's done all of these drawings that he's loaned me to use as labels for this project. So the Zapotec Indians and the Mixe and Mixtecan Indians that I work with look at these labels and feel that it really represents their lives and their scene. Well, I'm not tall enough to walk into this, but this is the airspace around this is a portrait of Annie Leibovitz, the photographer, and if you touch this lamp, it comes on and illuminates. Yeah, that's Ed Moses. You know, he wanted it. I did a project in LA, and I did 14 artist friends for the Pacific Enterprise Corporation. And Ed wanted one, so I made it, this one, for him. And the patina is interesting because it's boiling this bronze in liquids, about 4 different liquids, to get that patina. And Ed lived with it for a few years, and then he had Hope Alexander, Peter's daughter, who worked for him, get in touch with me and said, Ed wants you to take this back. I said, okay, why? Because he thinks he's gonna die. And so it was about 10 years before he passed away, but it made him real nervous. So I've been driving that truck for 30 years.